Hey, Sam here. Just wanted to put a quick content warning up top. We talk about Aziz Ansari and like sexual assault stuff. So if you don't want to listen to that, it runs from about 42 minutes to about 58 minutes in the episode. So anyway, on to the episode.
But they are ruthless, hungry and in power again.
Welcome, folks, to the newest episode of Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die, Not a Threat.
Just a fact.
And let me just get this episode off to the right start. Ah, shit, that didn't sound right. I opened a beer. Ow. It hurt my hand.
Drinking hurts.
Yeah,
Folks,
drinking hurts.
Here at Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die.
I'm your host, Luna, aka Aziz Not Sorry.
I'm Sam, also known as the Coffee Resistance.
I'm Josh, aka Leon Trotsky Skeet motherfucker, Leon Trotsky Skeet goddamn.
I'm Eddie, aka the White Ricky Martin.
I'm Lauren, aka Stuart Hall and Oates.
That's extremely good. Eddie, I was fully
Not smart
expecting
enough to get that one.
Eddie, I was fully expecting and almost a little bit hoping you would say you would just keep calling yourself Ken Spliffy Jr.
Now that you mention it.
That's what he's known as.
He's back.
I was thinking about that on my drive home from work today, and I was like, I would genuinely go to I'm genuinely considering that for a Halloween costume. Like get a Ken Griffey Jr. like baseball shirt and like staple sew some hemp patches onto it.
Now we're talking.
This is Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die, Not a Threat, Just a Fact, and it is the #1 leftism podcast in the world. Thanks to everyone for your support. We couldn't have done it without you. We are #1 on iTunes, Stitcher, Pod Shit,
I'm the president.
Yep, we are #1. We are #1 in every government member's phone because they come to us for all the hot breaking news. Mm-hmm. And we
actually make
podcast.
The news now, which is cool.
We do actually. So all that fake news that was being heralded, it's now coming true because we are just going to make up as much fake news as we possibly can.
You've always wondered who writes the fake news. Well, it's us.
It's us.
They gave it to us.
Yeah, a bit of a poor decision, if I'm being perfectly honest. But hey,
this is your official pre-show for the Fake News Awards happening tonight.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's tonight, isn't it?
I'm gonna have to go.
I have to go watch something.
Yeah, after this recording, I'm gonna host a dinner with all of my friends, and we have our ballots, and I'm excited.
Which one of us was gonna be there to accept our award?
Wait, I thought that was you, Sam.
Oh fuck! Okay,
I think it was fake news of last year. So like,
okay.
Yeah, we're not nominated technically, but like everyone knows.
So why were we invited?
Because all you speak on your other podcasts is all that everyone on this podcast speaks on their other podcasts is absolute truth and undeniable.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, but we got some words here.
Can I tell you, I'm looking at all of it right now, and I don't like to see it.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
It's very bad to look at.
Yeah. So do we want to just lead off with like the big one? Well, there's two big ones I'm looking at here, but do we want to lead off on the big one or like just kind of like get us into our paces and then get into the big shit?
I like big things.
All right.
So the big. Big.
Let's take a big shit.
All right. So as I'm sure you're all aware, Mr. Dangerous Donald Trump himself, number 45, in a meeting with what was the meeting for that he said these words in?
They were like trying to work out an immigration. Yeah. Yeah.
In immigration reform meetings, he referred to a bunch of countries with a lot of brown people in them is really the easiest way to put it. He referred to a bunch of them as
the common thread?
It's basically.
But wait, I thought that didn't he say that a good one is Norway?
He asked why Norwegians aren't coming to the United States.
Norway's in Africa, right?
Immigrating. It's kind of...
Norway, man.
Oh. All right, bye everyone.
Great.
Bye.
I went
Okay,
just as
so
rehearsed.
So I saw there's a question that I actually have about this because I saw a lot of people lampooning the fact that he was saying like we should get more Norwegian immigrants. I don't get the like I have a very smooth brain. I'm just pretending to be stupid here, but I don't
Gimmick
understand
infringement.
I just don't understand exactly why that's so funny that he said that we should get more Norway immigrants
Because like why would they come here?
Yeah.
Fair.
And I mean the idea that
again I know
say,
all of this.
like,
I'm just playing the audience. I'm playing the audience.
It was and I understand this is what you were going for. The question was so stupid that it was hard to answer.
we'd have to put on our racism hats and really just dig into to that mindset, I guess, to figure out why he would say such a thing.
Were you not already all wearing your racism hats for recording?
You know, I ran mine through the wash the other day, so I'm not going to be able to. I have to go out and buy another one because this one's just trashed. All of the big.
Did the colors run?
All of the racism that I had in there, it all washed out. So now, like the only thing I can think is like I don't like Tiger Woods that much.
Yeah.
Wow. I think it's just all of the countries that he listed as he basically was saying these are my favorite countries, like Norway and Sweden. Those are all like pretty socialist countries, right?
Well,
that's where the white people live.
Okay, so yeah.
My favorite thing is like as this was happening and CNN and everyone was really happy that they could say shithole on TV. They would always have.
They were so happy about it.
They would have some guy on and he's like, "Dangerous Donald, your words are appalling. My parents came from a country you would call a shithole.
Yeah,
it's Ireland."
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, I don't want to pretend that discrimination against Irish people wasn't a real thing, but yeah, it's not quite the same contextually now.
I think that guy does get the guy who you're referring to. I posted a link to this in the links chat, but I can't remember who the fuck it was. The guy, it was like a former
Seymour.
It was like an FBI guy or something.
Yeah, it was an ex-FBI agent, but like I think he deserves the slightest amount of credit for being like the first one to jump at this being as bad as it is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I do kind of feel like he did also take the opportunity to drop as many racial slurs in his
Yeah.
sentence as he possibly could.
He certainly did do that.
He said a lot of them. He ran
this one doesn't apply to my family, but you know what? People said it.
Like words that I will not repeat because I am possibly the whitest person I've ever met in my life. I do not tan, I burn, and
well, you haven't met me in real life.
Let's not make it a competition.
Yeah, really.
We are all well, not all. We are most.
But I want to win the oppression Olympics. For least oppressed.
You guys saw that bookstore that had that sign out? That was,
oh my god!
That was
so yeah, like
shithole authors.
Like I understand
ethnic types.
Yeah, like the attempt to reclaim this by people who are from or in these quote shithole countries quote.
Yeah,
I understand that. The fact that like white cis liberalism is trying to co-opt. Oh, it extremely is. They're just trying to co-opt it into a funny thing. Like it's just going to become the new Trump. Like people are just going to be people are just going to get in Trump's mentions and just be like, oh, like he's going to mention like fucking I don't know, Lebanon or something. He's like, is that one of your shithole countries?
It is like if white people like tried to rally around like against racism by saying the N-word.
Yes, it very much is that.
Yeah. So what? He's an N-word, but you know what? That's fine. You know what? I'm here to reclaim the N-word as a white person.
The only difference is if people keep saying it like forever and ever, it won't be funny, but Kofifi will be. So
yeah, I think Kofifi's gonna be funny.
Remember like the 2 hours after it happened where Kofifi was the funniest thing, and then the like couple days after that where it was incredibly not funny, and now it's the funniest thing again.
Hey, remember how my girlfriend's mom has a Kofifi vanity plate still?
It means so much to me.
It's very it's heartwarming.
Commit to the bit.
Oh man, I wonder if that license plate is available in New York State. You know what license plate I bet is?
I don't think they have cars in New York.
You know what license plate I bet is fully available? It's a license plate that just says "The Pest" as a reference to John Leguizamo's seminal 1996 classic "The Pest."
It went viral like a few weeks ago. There's no way somebody hasn't already got a Pest license plate.
Listen, Sam. The thing is, I like to party on the beach, cruising free.
I do too, Luna. I do too. But when I went to the DMV and asked for the license plate, they said it was already in use. And I found the car, and it's full of Tide Pods.
You asked, well, I missed it. Well, can you tell me who has it? And then that man's name was Albert Einstein.
Which, by the way, definitely information that they will freely give you at the DMV.
Yeah.
That's just the plot of The Pest, I'm pretty sure. Like, I've never seen it, but I think that's exactly what happens.
No, it's like a most dangerous game.
Yeah,
kind of
I know
thing.
that, Sam. Come on. I know that.
Why do you know that? Why do I know that?
know the plot of The Pest, you imbecile.
What's this podcast about?
Leftism, apparently.
Do we want to talk about how Dems won't call Trump racist? Just refuse
there's that. Like,
there's Cory Booker
not only
and no
will they
one
not
else.
call him
Cory
racist,
Booker.
they're like getting up in arms about like, hey,
how dare you?
Not, yeah,
Sir.
God,
Sir, I have met a not white, and if I can just say, the things that you have said are just unbefitting of the presidency.
Like, racist is really the worst thing you can call a white person. Like,
Yeah,
nothing
it
will
really
get
is.
them mad except that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, okay. Sort of unrelated, but I this had me thinking earlier, again on my drive home from work. So I wasn't around for the Clinton impeachment. Well, I probably was, but I was too young to fucking remember. Like, the Republicans were going at him with both barrels there, right? Like, they were just going absolutely, like, fucking hell on him, right? Or something.
I don't know. You'll have to ask the oldest person here, Josh.
I think I was 8, so
You're like 35, right?
Close, but not quite. You can do
Like,
that.
You're old enough to vote for McCain.
Well, listen, we'll talk about it another time.
Listen, Sam, we all change a lot. I thought I was a boy
was a joke.
5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean,
It was just a prank.
We were all Republican once. Don't worry.
Yeah, we are all born Republican.
I was never Republican. I voted.
Babies are born Republican.
I voted Nader. Remember?
Yeah.
I voted for Jill
Rub it
Stein in 2008.
And remember,
Sorry, 2012.
we were all Republicans, except for some of us. Not a threat,
as
just
a
a fact.
rule. Yeah.
My question was just like, why is everyone just kind of like contented to let Trump's like very obvious and flagrant like sexual assaults continue?
Because they fucking suck.
Like,
I mean, I know. It's just like my brain is just like, why is this happening? Like, why are they not like? This should be the easiest fucking thing in the world to be like. Anytime Trump says a goddamn thing, be like, hey, but yeah, you fucked like teenagers. What's up?
All you have to do, and I literally earlier today on Facebook, I saw people talking about this, and I can't fathom like how my leftist friends are still Facebook friends with people who would take issue with this. But someone was posting about like, hey, when are these scandals going to actually, like, affect Donald Trump? Haha, never. And somebody responded, and this is all you have to do. They just said, it's liberal media lies. There's no proof. It's liberal media lies.
Exactly.
That's all. Once you say that, it's over. You win.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can say to that.
I guess so.
Anything negative anyone says about Trump either is actually a positive thing or didn't happen.
You could show them video footage of it, and they would just say it's fake.
Yeah.
Like, there's literally nothing that you could do. Period.
Comforting.
Sorry.
On that note, I didn't add this to the doc, so I don't know the details, but something about Trump giving hush money to sex workers?
Oh, shit. Okay.
I heard about this, and I just was like, I can't.
like, this
deal
is
with
so
this.
wild because, like, if this happened to any other president, he would be murdered, like, the next day.
Oh yeah,
and until until it was just brought up, I forgot about it.
Yeah,
like,
basically,
I know
a bunch of
the things that our brains
adult
can just forget
entertainers
about now.
were talking about how during the campaign and like immediately after, they were allegedly given money to not
Allegedly.
talk
This is
about
all-
their
this is all-
affairs with Trump or anything that he may have done to them or said to them. But I guess the NDA money ran out or whatever, so now they're doing interviews and you're right, in any other presidency it would be like news for the next 2 weeks, but you know,
They would be impeached immediately. Immediately.
Yeah.
Within like 5 minutes of that coming out.
And like, I mean, it's a scummy thing to do, but it's also like, I don't know. I don't like, he's done so much that this is just like a drop in the bucket at this point. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, he cheated on his wives, like, obviously.
Like, that's
like,
common
look at him.
knowledge. That's not up for debate.
Yeah, like
That's just, everybody knows that he did that. Like, what does it fucking matter at this point? He can do anything. Who cares?
But he's perfect.
I re-listened to the Dollop episode about Trump, the Dollop episodes about Trump. The amount of times that Trump like refers to Ivanka as like the sexiest thing in the world is truly heinous.
Mm-hmm.
It's really bad. And that's another thing, like, you can't say, like, it's liberal media lies or whatever. Like, that was on fucking, was it Howard Stern? Where he was like,
It was in his
I've
book.
often said if she wasn't my daughter, I'd be dating her. Like, he said that. He just did.
Yep.
Yeah, but
And-
that was,
oh,
you
God.
know, liberal.
And did
Liberal media.
you see this woman who, what's her name again? It's Stormy Daniels, I think.
Yeah.
That's coming forward to talk about this, and she said that
Very
Trump,
good name.
Yeah,
Very good
That's a
name.
very good name. Trump compared her to his daughter by saying like you're smart and beautiful, just like Ivanka.
I want to fuck you just like my daughter.
Yeah.
My gears are turning a little bit.
Oh, it really makes you think.
Do you think he might be a fucking pervert monster?
I think I don't know. The jury's out.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
We'll know by
The
2020.
jury will never be out.
Just like to briefly bring this up because it's really dumb, but to relate it before about the media liberalized, like the whole thing about his weight and height or whatever.
Yeah.
Like who
It's the
fucking cares?
dumbest fucking
Whatever.
thing.
Yeah, it is. But it's he's like, oh, he's 6'3" and 239 pounds. Like I looked this up, and like the best baseball player right now, Mike Trout, like he's like a generational talent. He's like MVP every single year.
Like the Sidney Crosby of baseball.
Yeah, Sidney Crosby is baseball, as he's known. He's 6'2" and 235. Like,
Yeah, well-
like we just know it's not true. Like,
It's definitely not true, and it's not funny that he weighs as much as he does.
No,
but
yeah,
it is funny that they lied about it.
Exactly.
It's funny that they lied about it to the exact degree. If he was a half an inch shorter or a pound heavier, he would be in the BMI bracket for obesity. Again,
Right.
BMI is a bad measurement of your obesity because BMI does not take into account muscle, for
Which
example.
Donald Trump has a lot of. Haven't you ever
Yes.
seen Ben Garrison's comics?
Yes. I just wanted to get out ahead and just wanted to make sure that like I'm not trying to put stock in BMI here. I'm just saying that like
No.
Trump obviously these people obviously
Nor
very
are we
much
body
believe in
shaming.
BMI.
We are
No,
lie
of course
shaming
not.
because he's a
We are lie
fucking
shaming.
idiot.
It's just the
that's-
whole
yeah.
like thing of him being a fragile child idiot and
Yeah.
the blatant lies.
I mean,
like,
Yeah, he can't.
It's so easy to forget about things that he's said and done, but let's just reminisce about the time that at one of the Republican debates he assured everyone that he has a big dick.
Oh yeah. God damn it.
He said that Ted Cruz's father killed JFK. Like, all he does is lie.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, that's the one thing Trump got right.
I mean, yeah, he did. So I can't blame him for that.
I'm
yeah, you know
honestly
what?
amazed that he never called Ted Cruz the Zodiac
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 Killer.
killer?
How did he miss that one?
Would have been some easy money. Like the r/the Donald folks would have fallen straight in line with that. I mean, not that they don't already fall in line with everything he says. But while all that said, the people calling this the girther movement,
Oh,
like
God.
get it, like the birther movement, it
so
makes me want to
stupid.
just die.
What now?
The girther movement. Like people are calling Trump lying about like Trump's doctor lying about the weight and height. They are calling that the quote girther movement. Like remember like
Comedy?
like
Comedy's
remember, like,
so easy.
I'm sorry. I think that's funny. That's
you
funny
can just
to me.
say any words you want to.
I think that's funny.
Okay.
Before we move off of this, I just want to say that this is out of the notes that I left. The shithole thing where we got on this whole kind of tangent. I was just kind of reminded starkly that it's been about 3 months since the shooting in Sutherland Springs and Vegas, and nothing's happened except for a lot of mourning. And
Nothing will ever happen.
We're not going to hear anything about this again until
We're
a
just
year-
gonna see-
until the 1 year anniversary. We're not going to hear shit about this.
We're just gonna see that Onion article fucking every 2 months until the end of
Yeah.
time.
I mean,
Yeah.
there was
Until
the
I
one
can
tweet-
Until I catch a bullet in my brain because I'm at Whole Foods when someone decides to
geez.
pull out their AK.
Yeah, I just saw on Twitter
was...
that he is not addressing domestic terrorism in his
Yep.
Oh,
commission
explicitly
on
not
Twitter.
addressing it.
Interesting that he's trying to push a particular immigration agenda and not talk about the terrorism of citizens, but
Do you think he might be
foreign
racist?
terror. That's the scary
I
thing
need
we
another
need to
beer.
talk about.
Yeah, well, there was that one tweet that I always think about, and it's so good that I'm always thinking about it. The tweet that was like, there is no gun control debate in America.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
Sandy Hook,
After
and
Sandy
we decided
Hook,
it's
yeah.
okay to gun down children, the debate was over.
Yep.
There you go. That's it.
God.
It's a good
Not to
country.
be- God,
good.
fucking Sandy Hook, man.
It is good, but I do think that eventually, and this is not a threat, this is an issue of time and human lifespan, more Republican congressmen are going to die of old age, I promise, and then eventually we can do something, maybe.
Maybe.
That's how bad it's gotten.
There are
But
young
that's what I'm-
Republicans, too, though,
Just
is-
all my
is their only
hope
problem.
is on
I mean-
eventually they will die of old age.
You just got to worry about like the Democrats. Like Doug Jones might break his neck tripping to lick the boots of the Republicans.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I mean, he fucking voted for that thing about, like, surveillance A-OK, totally cool, no warrants needed. Doug Jones is like, hell yeah, bro. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Really?
Jeff Flake did too. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna stand on, at the Senate House and
Fuck
flame
Jeff
the president."
Flake. Jeff
but
Flake never for 1 second, even after he denounced Trump, I don't think he once voted against anything that the Republican Party was doing.
No.
He gave a Democrat $300.
he gave him $100.
One.
Yeah, it was
$100. It was $100.
And he tweeted it, and he was like, country before party.
Oh my god.
Jeff Flake retire, bitch. Is he retiring?
Jeff Flake retirement.
He is retiring.
Oh, yeah.
He is now. We said that.
Yeah,
Nice.
Jeff Flake, his Senate seat is the one that Joe Arpaio is running for.
Oh, I forgot about
yeah.
that.
Speaking of people running for Senate,
I don't think he's gonna
he's
get
not.
it. I mean,
Speaking of people running for Senate, though, do we want to talk about the absolute girl?
Our
Yeah,
mom?
Chelsea Manning, running for Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland.
yeah.
Maryland. Chelsea Manning, absolute, probably, American hero. I'll say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolute American
tracks.
hero. Yeah.
And Russian pawn.
Obama commuted her sentence about, 8 months ago? So that's definitely not going to be used against her whatsoever in the
Certainly
running.
not. Certainly not.
So she is going to
I
get
mean, the
hit from all
Democrats have
sides.
always been very, very pro Manning.
Yeah. So it's going to be great because the Dems are going to assault her for being a war criminal, for being a quote-unquote war criminal or what the fuck ever, and selling out the United States, or again, what the fuck ever, some dumb
War
bullshit.
criminal.
Yeah.
They will say that.
They
Yeah.
will.
And the Republicans are just going to straight up call her a man. Like, it's just going to happen.
I've actually been really surprised. I saw a thing on Fox News where they consistently referred to her as her.
Wow, I'm genuinely surprised. But
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, the bar is on the ground, but so,
Yeah, the
so
bar's on
that's
the-
I do think it's funny though that when Chelsea Manning is like, "Hey, you're war criminals," their response is basically "takes one to know one."
yeah.
I can't
mean,
wait till
not-
they see
not-
her tweets about dismantling the police state. I'm excited
God.
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
'Cause
do want to
she
just
should
get
do
I
it.
did just yeah, no, agreed. I did just want to get out ahead here. I am admittedly a big fan of Chelsea. There are a couple of things that I disagree with her on, specifically her continued respect for the military in spite of everything. I just want to make sure that we're not like lionizing her, like I feel like kind of happened with Bernie with a lot of people. Not with you guys specifically, of course, but like
Well, with
You
me
know.
it did, but yeah.
yeah, sure. No, same. It happened to me as well. I just wasn't trying to like point any fingers. But like, I think Chelsea would be. I mean, I don't think she's going to get it. I'm hoping against hope that she does, but I don't think it's going to happen.
She'd be better
don't
than
think it's gonna
anyone
happen,
else.
but it would be amazing if it did.
Yeah.
Like she would just absolutely, and Dems are also going to trot out the fact like, oh, Dick McFart over here has been been a politician for 50 years.
I think we really do just need to rely
I
on,
didn't stutter, by the way. There, that's 50 times 50 times 50 years. That's how old these fuckers are.
Yeah. I think our best hope is just relying on the fact that the guy who is up for re-election is so fucking boring that I can't imagine that he's going to have any real, like, energy behind his campaign. I think that his whole campaign, I imagine, is probably going to be basically
bashing.
Bashing Chelsea, saying, "Oh, you can't. She's a criminal," and blah blah blah. And...
Wait, so is that guy a Dem? Is this a primary thing? Or...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Chelsea's really the perfect foil to Sheriff Joe, because they both were pardoned by presidents, and one absolutely sucks ass horribly.
Yeah, although one of them was pardoned way later, I'll say.
Yeah. One of them, this is a very fun fact. I think Chelsea's really going to bring out the furry vote, because she's going to be the first sitting senator with an actual with a public persona.
Hashtag rock the furry vote.
She's got mine. I'm calling up Soros right now, seeing if he can get me a bus down to Maryland.
Can I tell you? I'm with her.
Yeah. Wait.
Now that's a Chelsea in politics I can get into.
Does George Soros have a persona? Since you have him on the line.
Okay,
Yeah,
I need to confess here. I need to make a confession.
No. His persona, it's a dinosaur. It's a Georgosaurus.
That's good. So he's escaped.
I have a confession, please. I have a confession. We make all these jokes about George Soros. I literally do not know who he is.
Nobody does. Nobody knows who he is except conservatives.
Listen, when I see that check, I don't know either, baby.
Ask me no questions, I'll give you no problems. He's some rich dude. I don't know.
He's a business magnate, so that sums it up.
I think real estate, I don't know. I don't understand.
His name is his birth name was Georgi Schwartz.
He's rich and Jewish, so they hate him. Pretty much is my assumption.
And he's from Hungary, so good for him. His name is Georgi, which is a good name.
Thanks, Georgi.
Georgi, thanks for the money, Uncle Georgi. I want to talk about the UK TERF fundraiser a little bit.
Oh yeah, I was seeing people talk about this.
Yeah, this is absolutely fucking wild. So the Labour Party some members of the Labour Party in the UK started looks like a GoFundMe to expel trans women from the Labour Party. The fundraiser was specifically titled "Keep All Women Shortlist Female." So expunging trans women from from women's spaces it's very good, honestly. Love to be excluded from everywhere that I go by women. And it at the moment has raised about I don't know, £10,000, give or take.
Damn.
I don't have an actual number but this article was published on the 14th. We're recording on the 17th, and the campaign was at 8,500 when they uploaded it. When they uploaded the article, so
Bad.
Yeah, there are 0 openly transgender MPs in Parliament. Some are local councillors, but that's about it. These people do not want them anywhere near the politics because
this is Labour too.
Yeah, this is fucking Labour.
Jesus Christ. I'm actually starting my own GoFundMe to put all of these people on a boat and send them out into the ocean never to be seen again. I call it Surf and Turf.
Oh my god!
All right, I'm keeping score. You get 1 comedy point for that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
have
the
an
great
upvote, my sir,
My good sir.
Gold, really?
You win the internets today, sir.
Thanks for the gold, kind stranger. The thing that really gets me about this, I mean, in addition to everything else, because these people are who they are also in their post explicitly referring to trans women as males, which if you didn't suspect that they were TERFs, now you know for a fact that they are TERFs, because no one but TERFs use the phrase, refer to trans women as males. Transphobes will refer to them as men. TERFs will refer to them as males.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're doing the whole, bio-truth bullshit.
100% of the time. TERFs are transphobes, but, other transphobes will refer to people like me as men. TERFs specifically refer to people like me as males.
Yeah, they're the only people who say males, because, a lot of people say females when they're talking about women, but I think TERFs are the only people who say males.
Yeah, I'm preaching to the choir here, but, the idea that we need to raise money so that all of the, possible female politicians who have, their vagina magic, they need to they're not being supported enough because there are so many trans women MPs. Like,
Okay, honestly, I gotta give them this.
the logic.
Gender reassignment surgery has come a long way, so when I finally get it done, my cyber pussy is just gonna have, like, everything. Like, it is going to be miles above any, like,
Oh
cis
yeah,
pussy.
you're gonna
like a
beat us
Swiss
all.
Army
with it.
knife?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Oh,
picturing.
that just to begin with. This thing will print money. I'm gonna get a mint
Oh, well,
installed
that's illegal.
in my garage.
QR code, Square Cash Reader.
You're gonna be able to fire lasers out of it.
Is it going to be like the
I mean,
Nintendo
wait.
Labo?
I mean,
Nintendo
I
Labia?
The Labio.
The Labio.
Listen. I'm just saying. Once my dick is gone, I'm gonna need another Joy-Con in there. If you know what I'm saying.
We've
Known about the Nintendo Labo for what, like half an hour?
Can we just really quickly address the very important and very comedically funny fact that the Labo is coming out on 4/20 and it costs $69?
Yes.
Thank you, God.
It's so good.
God.
Reggie is sitting in his desk like, exactly, as I planned.
Shigeru, go on HKIP.
Shigeru, please.
Ghost of Iwata to go on HKIP.
Hey, can we talk about the fact that there was, like, Hawaii thought they were going to be blown to smithereens for 30 minutes?
Yeah, that was wild.
It's so much bullshit happening. It's like Hawaii thought they were going to be blown up, and we just are like, well, you know, that's 2018 for you. What are the odds, by the way, of Trump? I thought the other day. I just imagined this, and like the more I think about it, the more I can't stop thinking about it. What are the odds that Trump somehow accidentally nukes the West Coast at some point?
Oh man,
I don't know if
do
it's
it.
that
Probably.
easy.
I mean,
It's
we
not.
did, like, a couple episodes.
I mean, have you seen the missile UI that they're working
That's
with?
Oh, yeah, true.
He's gonna go above and beyond to somehow, against all odds, accidentally nuke California.
Like, the fucking UI they're working with looks like a library from 2002, like, finally upgrading to digital instead of just having you flip through cards to look for the right Dewey Decimal System of the next Animorphs book you're reading.
I'm really excited for when New California secedes and America declares war on Old California, and then he nukes it, but accidentally blows up New California in the process.
Then it's Nuke California.
Exactly.
Hey.
Ooh,
Hey.
hey.
I'm walking here.
We need to skip the. I think New California just needs to go on our skip pile because it's just fucking stupid, and this happens every 2 months. So let's just keep moving.
Okay.
I believe it was discussed this happened after last week. The government made it the federal government made it legal for states to implement a work requirement for their Medicaid. And then Kentucky went ahead and said they're doing it. And then the governor straight up said, if you do not let me implement this work requirement, I will cut Medicaid for the state.
Yeah, I'll cut the Obamacare expansion, which I think I saw insures like
400,000
50,000 people.
Oh, I saw 400,000.
Oh, wow.
It's 50,000 would be hurt by. I think the numbers were closer to like 50,000 would be hurt by the work requirements estimated. 400,000 gone from Medicaid.
It's just the
Which is insane to me.
If you don't let me eat ice cream for dinner, I'm gonna throw such a tantrum that hundreds of thousands of people are gonna lose their insurance.
Yeah.
Yep.
And why does he feel like this is a good idea?
Because he wants it. Like this.
That's
this type
it.
of shit is what like. I don't know. I try to like stay positive and be like, here's what I believe, and I think it's right. But like this fucking guy, it's like not only is it something that people want, like approval is like a majority approve that they want it, but it's literally killing people. Like you're just gonna murder people. Like
Yeah,
I don't get. Again, I'm the smooth-brained idiot, but like, I don't get how you can just fucking do this, and everyone's like, well, listen, you got the guy, you know, that's what he believes. I mean, you gotta hear both sides.
Yeah,
Like,
Paul
just to
Ryan's
be clear
bitch ass.
for
He
anyone-
passed his
for anyone who
tax
hasn't-
cut, but then, you know, the tax bill that he passed is gonna, you know, quadruple the deficit or whatever. So we have
They
to
don't care about
cut
the deficit.
programs to bring the deficit down. So he's gonna try and cut Medicaid because
They
all he
hate
wants to
poor
do is
people
kill
more
the
than
poor.
they hate the deficit.
Is this some like, oh, this is like a states' rights type of shit thing?
Probably.
No, that's what they're gonna call it.
Yeah.
Because it's weird how like this is okay, but when states like not even to compare them, but like when a state's like we'd like to smoke weed, the fucking Keebler elf is like, I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, states' rights for things that Republicans want, and no states' rights for things that Republicans don't want.
They've been doing that with abortion.
For anyone who hasn't heard about this, what it is Kentucky is going to basically say, like, what was it? They, like, lose their access to, it was Medicaid. Mm-hmm. You only get Medicaid if you work a certain amount, and that includes, like, disabled people.
Yeah, because I want to reiterate that this is Medicaid, which is for the poor and the disabled specifically. So
yeah.
Oh man,
it's for the poor and disabled, and he's saying if you're too poor or too disabled,
you can't get it.
You don't get
So like
then you die.
Yeah, it's really great. Like, you know, for example, say you're married and your spouse, you and your spouse have a kid. Oh, congrats, baby! So your spouse gets the you know, let's say you're not the one carrying the baby. Your house gets some maternity leave, and then they go back to work, and then someone's got to be at home to take care of the baby. So you're at home for the baby. You can just you're a stay-at-home papa. And then the government, Mr. Kentucky, is like, hey, suck my ass, you can't get Medicaid. And then you're like, well,
guess I'll die.
That's it.
I mean, then you can always just use your spouse's Medicaid. So that's your spouse's shit. So that's fine. But then say you're like, I don't know. I'm going to say, for example, I'm going to use an example a little bit close to home. My grandfather has Alzheimer's, and my grandmother, until we moved him into a home for like the past 3 years, was kind of having to take care for him exclusively. And she even worked a little bit to make some money on the side that wasn't coming out of, she wasn't getting for retirement. And then Dr. fucking Kentucky dick shit comes in and is like, oh, hey, no more medicine.
No free rides.
I got mad today because a friend of mine who has type 1 diabetes, their insulin went up to like $300 a month. This is actually a really common thing in the United States where people insulin prices will basically rise.
How?
Like shit, even my hormone prices.
Because what are you going to do? Are you just going to be like, well, I'll die instead?
Yeah, like there was a guy, I think he was 25, that he died around Thanksgiving because he ran out of insulin. He was trying to ration it, and he didn't make it because it's insulin.
My hormones shot up in price. I mean, they doubled, which, I mean, granted, I was already only paying for about $20 a month for them, but I mean, still, that's like,
it adds up.
A price increase. Mm-hmm. It does. But like, oh, God, how do you charge $300 fucking for a month's supply of insulin?
And it's not like
it's insulin!
It's not like anything changed that they're like, well, something just happened and insulin's more expensive to make now. They were
we put weed in it, so it's way better. You gotta pay the dealers though.
We decided that we're going to do this, and that's it. Their rationalization of it was to prevent people from, what was it?
Misusing
insulin.
Right.
You know, the problem that famously exists.
The insuloid crisis. That's what everyone's talking about.
Yeah, you all heard about this insulin crisis?
God.
I can pretty much guarantee that they could charge like $20 a month and still be fine. Like,
absolutely.
The prices of medications mean nothing.
They could give it to you for free, and they would probably be fucking fine.
Jesus
fucking Christ. Like, a fucking livable wage for everyone, no matter what fucking... But, like, even if I was a capitalist, I don't understand how you don't just fucking... Hey, I'm gonna pay $50 a month to insurance company X, and then I need insulin. Okay, here you go. Medicine. Like, it's just fucking... I know this is how it is in, like, every fucking country with socialized healthcare, and I'm sorry for getting red, mad, and nude online, but it's just like, what the fuck?
No free rides.
Exactly.
I'm very glad no one else is in my home right now because they would have heard all that.
Literally, the only explanation aside, for raising the prices and cutting the Medicaid and all that is if he doesn't just want poor people to die, is that they literally think, well, you can just bootstrap it. Like, just get a job.
Bootstrap
they think it's that easy.
Just do it.
If you don't have 3 side hustles alongside your regular job, then what are you doing? You're not working hard enough.
I usually don't talk about this because it's not very funny, but I had ulcerative colitis and it was really bad and I had to have surgery for it. And since, for that surgery, I don't have a large intestine. Like, they took all of it. It's gone from me. And it's not like...
Intestine, you get one.
You get 2. I have one. I got one.
And you get one.
Yeah.
But some lucky person out there gets 2.
But it's not like it's not like, oh, you broke your arm and then they do like they fix it and then you're good. Like I need like a lot of work done and I just can't do it. Like, because I can't pay for it. I'm not on my dad's insurance anymore. Luckily his insurance covered all of it and everything came out to over $110,000.
Jesus Christ.
Like, I'd be paying that off for the rest. I'd never pay that off in my whole life.
Yeah.
And now it's like, I feel weird complaining about it, but like every day I have some problem. And I don't want to complain about it because it's poop problems. But like,
that's funny then.
It just fucking, I get so mad because I think if I had money, like I'd be fine.
Exactly, yeah.
Like my life would, like, you know, money can't buy happiness. Yes, it can. My life would be
well, I mean,
like,
if you have
ultimately,
diabetes, money can buy your life.
Yeah, true. Like I'm not gonna, like, the thing is, like, I'm not gonna die over it. But like, it's just, I just get so mad because there's nothing I can do about it right now. And it's going to be like that until I actually get real insurance that'll pay for it. And even then it'll probably be a pre-existing condition and I'll pay out the ass, haha, anyway, so.
That is funny.
My sister had ulcerative colitis. I don't know if I said that right. But she's a business owner and she also, like, her credit score is tanked because she's just been completely unable to pay her medical bills.
There's like, even, like I said, even with the surgery, like, there's technically no cure for it. Like, I pretty much still have some of the symptoms, but it's a little more manageable now, but yeah, like, it just sucks.
Good country.
Anyway, jokes.
Donate to our Patreon.
You just need to get universal healthcare. Problem solved.
Yeah.
I just gotta pick myself up by my bootstraps.
Just pick yourself up by your fucking bootstraps, you lazy motherfucker. What's wrong with you? Why don't
Eddie,
you start a fucking business?
Eddie, go marry Matt and live in the Canadian wilderness and get universal health care.
Literally, we're all just gonna have to marry our Canadian and
that would be gay, though.
English friends.
Fucking not gonna marry Matt.
Never say to him the words, "I want to marry Matt Trampoline."
Listen, I'll take what I got now, if that's right.
You know, I've often heard it said that living with Matt is just like living with ulcerative colitis.
Some may say.
People are always saying
he is
that.
a poop problem.
Thanks, Matt, for letting us use your podcast network to host our show.
We appreciate you so much, but also fuck off.
Family love Matt. Family hate Matt.
Family like Matt.
Family love Matt.
Family love Matt.
Family love Matt.
Do you guys want to yell about some bad takes about sexual abuse today?
Oh,
Yeah.
God. All right.
Was there
I've done a lot
something
of
in the news about sexual abuse recently?
I shouldn't have done all my talking earlier because this is the part where I want to have my voice for, but Lauren, you and me are the women's. Let's do this.
Boy, okay, so... Oh, man. So there was a piece that came out on a publication called Babe, which I've never heard of. It's one of those kind of, I guess, smaller women's magazines. Nobody has. But this was a really, like, blowout piece written by somebody who wanted to be known only as Grace, and who talked about a really horrible date that she had with Aziz Ansari, who is a very, very famous comedian, Parks and Rec. He has his own show, Master of None.
Beloved by me until recently.
Yeah, he was people really liked him. He was a very, like, new masculinity kind of guy. He wrote a whole book about, like, dating and romance and stuff.
A couple of my notes, but when that, like, when he was writing that book, he did, I don't know if they were, like, focus groups, but he was like, we want stories for the book. So it's like, if you, like, put your information in, and then there'll be different, like, this one is going to be, like, for single people. This one is people in, like, long-term relationships, whatever. And, like, I went to it, and he was there asking questions and, like, just talking to people and stuff.
Yeah.
So he was, like, him and, like, John Mulaney are, like, my favorite comedians, and it sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing compared to, like, the actual shit that happened, but...
Yeah.
If John Mulaney does anything problematic ever in his life, I will fucking turn this universe around.
End it all.
I'm out. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, the piece, essentially, it was kind of... there's a really great Jezebel piece that kind of breaks down the issues people had with the way that the piece was written, because it basically, in going into this insanely graphic detail of the events of the night, which, you know, included, like, sex acts and stuff that, you know, obviously the woman who wrote the piece said that she did not want, and it happened anyway. Just going into that graphic detail left her open to a lot of criticism, and of course everybody's editorial board was like, oh, I'm gonna, it's a 3-day weekend, I'm just gonna fall off the face of the earth, so we're gonna have a lot of really bad takes. Because apparently this particular case of sexual abuse is hurting the movement and isn't productive. And she should have known, going back to his place and getting naked, that if she said, actually, I don't want to have sex, that he would just continue to do it anyway. Like, she should have known that. And so now the New York Times and the Atlantic and people on CNN are like, this is hurting women because of this piece, and it's so bad, and I hate it.
One of the absolute worst takes that I saw about this was one that said, the Me Too movement has finally come for brown men, which is like, the thing is, yeah, I don't remember who said that, but it was one of the fucking bad ones. It was like the humiliation of Aziz Ansari or something like that was the name of the article.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The thing about that is that, like, that argument very much presupposes that Grace is white. Allie pointed this out to me, that, I mean, unless I missed something in the article, there is nothing that explicitly confirms confirms her race in any way, shape, or form.
Her race never comes into it.
No, it does not. So you're assuming that she is a white person, which, I mean, for starters, I mean, you know what? Yeah, sure, you did that. But even if, like, you can't just say that, like, oh, they're not white, that means this is okay? Yeah, I will concede. I have to concede here, because speaking as a trans woman who spends a lot of time around trans women, people are a lot less lenient with people like me. I'm not going to say that it's the same as, like, being a black person or anything. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I know a similar feeling, because people do go after queer women way more quickly than they will go after cis male creators. But that does not excuse that. That does not, like, queer women commit sexual assault. That happens. They're not excused because they are queer and people are going for them first. Everyone is being gone for right now. This is a perfectly reasonable piece to put out right now. And the fault lies at the feet of Babe for publishing this weirdly explicit, extremely in-depth, there was no editing done. I'm sure that I feel like this was just fucking copy-paste from the interview that was had with Grace. I feel like there was no cutting done. They just tried to get as invasive a piece as possible, as explicit, as prestige media. Oh my god!
It was treated more as a
So
scoop.
your opinion of the article... Yeah, well, that's what someone, I think it was the Jezebel thing, pointed out, that it came across, because I didn't know, I would have assumed that this Grace person contacted them and was like, hey, can you get my story out there? But apparently they like heard about her, and they came to her and said, hey, we want to tell your story, which, I mean, if it was done in the mentality of, like, nobody is exempt from nobody, for no person is this behavior excusable. If that was their idea, then that would be fine. And I'm sure that was, I would say probably that was mostly what they were intending, but it really does come across as like they were like, we got the big scoop. The scoop that's gonna put us on the map. Yeah, like even if that was the intention,
reading it was like, listen to this shit.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And the thing...
It felt very Chuck Palahniuk.
It did.
Is that how you say that?
That's how I say it, because I have a very smooth brain. But
nobody. That's not on you. Nobody knows how to say that.
It's Palahniuk.
Yep.
I had a big.
Look at the fucking brain. Look at the brains on Josh.
There's no way that's true.
No.
I don't believe you. Let's move on.
The thing with the there is a history of white women falsely accusing men of color of sexual assault and them being in trouble. Like, oh my god, I just had it and never mind. But the point is that
Emmett, is that the name you're thinking of?
I was thinking of
the article that said the movement has come for men of color at last. Was that what they were getting at? That they were like, this is racist?
There is Emmett Till. Thank you. I could not remember.
Yeah, Emmett Till.
But that is in particular reference to the criminal justice system and the way that white women and whiteness have abused it to wrongly persecute people of color. But nobody is asking for Aziz to go to jail. Like, nobody is pressing charges. It's really just like this is a creepy, terrible thing that happened to me, and I want him to face some kind of consequences, not, you know, the justice system consequences. But I don't know, the idea that we can't, it's completely impossible for him to have committed something like this is really irritating, that so many like left people are like, yeah, this statement is actually, you know, ruining Me Too and Time's Up, and, you know, she should have known, and he's not a mind reader. It's unbelievable to me.
Yeah.
Not that I'm trying to. I don't want to sound like I'm coming across like he didn't also deserve what he got. But do you remember when Kevin Spacey got outed and then he lost his Netflix show within like a week?
And he was
because I mean, his response to it was a hell of a lot worse than Aziz's. Like, that is like that response by. The response by Kevin on that was just so fucking, like, that is the equivalent of, like, ducking behind, like, waist-high cover in a video game, and then the barrel you're hiding behind gets blown up. Like, he tried to, like, bob and weave and just hide in the gay community, and then everyone walked out in front of him, and then everyone walked out from in front of him. Mm-hmm. But I digress.
I think a big part of why this story...
Sorry, my brain is a mess today.
Oh, that's okay. I think a big part of why this story was important was just because, you know, Aziz is, like, such a... I don't know how to put this, like, such a liberal. He's kind of known as a feminist. I mean, if you watch Master and None, he had a whole whole storyline where this guy that everyone really likes then turns out to be like a harasser.
You're right. He comes across as very woke.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's kind of a good warning. Like, no, you can't trust any men at all. Ever.
Like, this is actually that, do you know that post that's like, hi, it's me, a non-threatening feminist boy, talk to me on Skype?
Yeah.
Like, someone did tell me in private later that, that person did actually, like, do some really fun, like, sexual harassment things on Tumblr.
Of course.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, Aziz, like, the album that really, like, made him famous, like, he has a whole thing about, like, defending R. Kelly. Not defending R. Kelly, but basically, you know, appreciating R. Kelly and believing him to be innocent of...
Not great.
Yeah, not great. And it's the idea that, like, oh, somebody who is vocally a feminist can't be abusive is also one that people seem to not be able to hold in their heads. Like, well, he's nice to women, so...
I think that's a big part of why there's been such a backlash against this, is that I would be willing to bet that Aziz Ansari does genuinely think of himself as a feminist and genuinely thinks of himself as woke and, like, not abusive. Like, I'm sure he thinks of himself as someone who would never abuse or harass a woman. Mm-hmm. But that's the issue, is that what a lot of people perceive as, like, harassing predatory behavior is, or what people perceive as not harassing predatory behavior is stuff that is actually pretty bad. Like, I'm sure that in the moment he was just thinking, like, oh, this is a normal sexual encounter. She seems kind of a little bit reluctant, but if I just do this and this, and then she'll be really into it, and then we'll have sex and everything, and then I win.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might have even thought, like, oh, she's kind of uncomfortable because I'm famous, and
so I'll make her comfortable, and then we'll have sex.
And I'll make her comfortable by asking her where she wants me to fuck her, and
very comforting question.
Ignoring all of her things that she says.
Like, one of the things that I keep seeing about this is that, you know, Aziz Ansari isn't a mind reader, and it's not sexy to, like, pause in the middle and, like, ask and, like, check it. But, like, the thing is, like, no one is fucking being like, oh, babe, like, touch my butt harder. Oh, wait, hold on, before we go any further, I have this affidavit I need you to sign. Please sign and date here, initial here, and then we can get back to the fucking...
Except in 50 Shades of Grey, where that's exactly what happens.
Yes, it is. That's true. That is the sexy piece of media, so maybe I'm not completely understanding. Maybe I just
It's the sexiest thing that's ever existed, so that's actually the sexiest thing, is signing a contract while you're having sex.
Have you seen...
Maybe I don't fuck like a normal person. Sorry, is your joke time sensitive? Do you need your joke now, or can I?
Oh no, I was just going to mention the blockchain app for consent because men do not get it. They don't get that literally just talking to a woman is easier than, like, trying to get her to approve an app notification that yes, I consented to sex.
I'm not gonna get blue here, but like when you're touching the bits, it's really fucking easy to ask, is this okay, before your hand goes past the waistband. Like,
yeah, really.
It's really like, is this okay? Yes? Okay. Keep going. Is this okay? No. Let's back up. Is this okay? Stop. You stop. It's genuinely that fucking easy.
Yeah, and
So,
that's
sorry to talk about this terrible thing, but I've been with my girlfriend for 8 years, and every time we're about to do sex, we have some type of like, okay, like, but yeah, you know, like signed a contract, yeah,
exactly,
fingerprint, retina scan.
Or like when you're doing stuff and the other person is like, "Hey, actually, can we do something else?" You stop what you're doing. Like you listen to the person.
That's the issue, though, is that, and I was talking about this the other day, but I certainly learned no means no, and I'm sure that everyone, like Aziz Ansari, learned no means no. But something that I hadn't heard until relatively recently, like past few years, is like yes means yes. And I'm sure that people like Aziz Ansari think to themselves, like, no, I get it. No means no. If she says no, then I stop. That's it. That's all that there is to it. But that's like not how consent works.
Enthusiastic consent.
Well, I also think
with balloons and
I want to wait until a second date counts as a pretty clear no.
And that
is like, even if you're just like playing, even if you're just being like, oh, I don't want to do it until the second date. And like Aziz's response to that, bad response, but I will say this, it was like, it's like, that's a fucking, like, he offers her a second glass of wine. He's like, oh, is this a second date? And if she says yes, then she's into it. If she says no, you fucked up. He fucked up either way, do not get me wrong. But I'm just saying, like, that, I'm sure that's probably what went through his head or something. But he should have known that her reluctance to take that second glass of wine for the, quote, second date meant bad no.
Yeah, exactly. That she wasn't doing, like, flirty,
coyness,
come and get me kind of thing. Like,
thank you, Lauren.
Yeah, we're kind of in the weeds now.
I hate these blurred lines.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, this is basically, it's a really complicated personal thing that is, you know, on ongoing negotiation between adults, and it's not really like, let's have a bunch of hot takes about whether somebody who feels like they were violated was or not, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
let's not end this episode.
That's a hot take. No more hot takes.
No more hot takes.
Is it question time?
It's questions time.
Yay!
Yay!
All right, let's run through the fucking gambit because we have a lot of questions.
Do we?
We do. Let me see. A question from Anonymous, who asked, "Wait, America is problematic? What did it do?" Actually,
we're an hour in. I don't think we have time for this question.
Call out post for America.
America is on the AFO block list. Next question. This question from Futch-Cassidy. You've probably spoken about this, but what are your takes on Jeff Bezos's donating 0.04% of his net worth?
Not enough.
This is the equivalent of me donating $6.
Yeah, should be 99%. Should be 99%.
99.9%.
I don't care.
Honestly.
0.04% of his net worth, I literally do not give a fuck. That means absolutely nothing.
Like, that, I can't, it's 0.04%. That, like, if he donated, like, 1%, like, I might have, like, blinked a little bit. I would have been like, oh, that's some money. But, like, 0.04, like, and you know what? You know what's fucked up? That 0.04%, that is more money than I'm going to see in my fucking lifetime.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That, like, it's good that he donated that. It's better than if he didn't. But it's also the fact that he has as much money as he has, we already fucked up.
It's criminal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another question from Futch-Cassidy. How terrible are microtransactions and loot boxes? They are awful predatory systems that prey on whales to exploit mental problems, and they are all bad and banned, and I did not get the Tracer skin that I wanted in Overwatch, so I am I'm boycotting them.
But if you had, then you would know that they're actually good.
As the chief gamer correspondent, it's fucking gambling, it's predatory, it's disgusting.
Yes.
Like whenever I see like the like best example I can think of this is someone's like, oh, there's new skins in Overwatch. Guess I'll play and get some loot boxes. Like it's fucking gambling. It's like you're not playing because you want to play the game. You're playing because you want to open the box and see what you get.
Yeah.
Like,
I've spent about $200 on Overwatch at this point. It's I didn't have a problem with it at first. I was like, okay, yeah, this is a game that I support. But then I remember that I bought that game for $60 fucking dollars.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like I don't know if anyone knows, but I used to do like social media work for a big video game publisher and developer. And they put out a very popular soccer game. And in that, one of the modes, it's like you basically, like, you have the game, you can do like a career, you can do whatever, exhibition, but there's another mode where players come in card packs.
Oh my god.
And you like build a team out of it. And this is when, because at
remember
first
when that was like a built-in feature of games like that it was just like if you didn't have that, it'd be weird.
Eddie, can you tell me, like, what would my stats be if I just made a team of like 6 Pelés? Can I do that?
If you paid $500,000.
I haven't played, but I don't think you can have more than one of the same player.
Well, it sounds like fucking bullshit, frankly, but go
on. So
You
this
get
is
one
when
Pelé.
at first I was the guy that was like, well, whatever, if it's like, cosmetic, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But this, like, you can either pay with like in-game currency or you can pay real money. And this was the breaking point for me. And I guess people don't talk about this one because it's like a sports game, but you're literally, like, say Overwatch, you pay and maybe you get a skin. Like, you didn't have that skin before. Like, if you play a different mode, you can use these players.
Oh my
like, they're
god,
not, like, they're not locked to you.
Jesus
like, you're doing this
Christ.
specifically for one single mode of play.
Wow.
And
it would be kids, like, spending like $200 on their parents' cards to get a fucking player that they can actually use, like, in a different game mode.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, I have a question that I'm gonna sound like a real dumbass, but I mean this completely unironically. How is, like, this model different from the Magic the Gathering model?
It isn't really.
Okay.
It honestly isn't. Like, I'm a bigger fan of Magic, so I'll like kind of defend it a little bit more. But honestly, it really much. Actually, no. There is a one major difference, and that's that Magic has a secondary market. Like, I can either there is a I'm just gonna use some names here just for some example. There is a good card from a set called Kaladesh. The card is called
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yes. The card is
The
called
card's in every game, did you know?
The card is called Torrential Gearhulk. It is a very rare card. It will show up. It's a quote unquote mythic rare, which shows up in about one 1/8 of packs. Every pack has 10 commons, 3 uncommons, and a rare card, and sometimes a mythic rare card. I can go open a fuckload of Kaladesh booster packs and hope to open them, or I can go onto a bunch of different websites and buy the cards myself. Honestly, the card packs are more used for drafting purposes. It's a different way to play where you open the packs, you take a card, you pass the pack to someone, and you build a deck out of that. It's very fun. It's a pay to play kind of. It's a pay to play, but if you want to play at a tournament level, you do not buy and crack packs. You go to Card Kingdom or what the fuck ever, and you buy a bunch of cards and you put them into a deck.
I will also say another difference is Overwatch costs $60, and then you have to buy loot boxes. I'm a little bit more lenient towards loot boxes in free to play things.
I was about to say.
I still think it's bad. I guess I should say I'm more lenient towards
bad.
Microtransactions in that kind of situation.
Yeah, that's like if it was just. I think. Like, a lot of in-game purchases are bad, but it's not like, oh, I only play these 3 characters, so I want to buy their 3 skins. Like, I cannot do that. Like, you can pay in-game money, but the only way to get them, by other means, is by buying loot boxes,
right.
Which the fastest way to do that is to pay real money.
I'll take back what I said. I'm not lenient to get against loot boxes, because that is, like, an inherently psychologically, like, addicting sort of thing that is going to fuck people over.
Yes.
I'm more lenient towards microtransactions.
Yeah.
Microtransactions. Yeah, microtransactions are. I'm not the biggest fan of them, but if it's a free to play game and you're not doing like any gambling shit, and it's just like, hey, pay $1, you can continue.
Because that's the thing. It's not. If
and
you want to buy a cool
EA.
sword, buy a cool sword. But like gambling, where you just have to keep feeding money to hopefully get the thing that you want, that's messed up to me.
Yeah, and I mean EA, like, notoriously after all the Battlefront 2 stuff, they like made a statement to their like shareholders where they were like, now don't worry everyone, we took out the microtransactions for now because there was such a backlash, but don't worry, it's not going to have any real significant impact on our profits. So like,
great.
If that's the case, then it's just pure greed. If you, because that's a big argument for why people are like, oh, here's why loot boxes are necessary, because games are so expensive to make now, and they are, but you don't need to squeeze first of all, nobody asked for games to have like such ridiculously good graphics. That's like entirely on the fault of the industry. Like, I mean, just look at anything Nintendo's doing and people fucking love it, even though like the graphics are technically.
But that's the thing. Even then, if they're like, oh, they need this extra money to like fund whatever, then you could still just sell the things individually.
Right.
Yeah,
the
lion's share of that money, I guarantee, is not going to the, underworked coding staff and designers of the actual game.
Right. Absolutely not. Have we talked about loot boxes enough?
Yeah, we have. Next question, also, Futch Cassidy. Crustaceans are the shit heel and caps of the ocean, right? Cephalopods like squid and octopuses are leftists. I know this because I saw some Octopi Wall Street.
I have nothing to say to this, but I believe you.
It's so good.
Octopi Wall Street is extremely good. Futch Cassidy asks, have any of you watched Leverage? It's a show where a team runs scams on the rich to redistribute their wealth. Can I have a shout out to my Leverage rewatch podcast found at Let's Steal Cast on Twitter? Cassidy's a friend of mine. Good podcast. Go listen.
Whoever edits this, edit that out.
No.
Just kidding.
Last question from Futch Cassidy. I was driven left by those BuzzFeed, quote, worth it videos. Not a question, just a fact.
Are those the life hacky ones?
I guess so.
I've never heard of those. BuzzFeed sucks a lot of the time, but their video content is like, I mean, it's garbage, but it's like very easy to consume.
Yeah. So, who among us has not spent half an hour watching tasty videos?
Oh, yeah. I was about to say.
I haven't done that, but...
Yep. Three quick rapid fire questions from Argyle Funk. Hi, what color is Henry Kissinger's jizz? Thanks, Argyle. It's chalk white. We've covered this. Argyle
really?
Funk.
I was going to say jet
doesn't exist. No such thing.
Argyle Funk asks, hi, Hikipida. Sorry, I actually meant to ask what color Donald Trump's jizz is. Thanks, Argyle. Next question from Argyle Funk. Hi, Hikipida. What color is Donald Trump's jizz? Thanks, Argyle. It's
Cheeto dust.
It's Cheeto dust.
It's literal Cheeto dust.
It's Cheeto dust.
That'll get him.
Next question from Bit Wisdom. What is the best?
Oh my god! I just got a text. Donald Trump just resigned.
Oh shit!
We did it.
What is the best defensive Pokemon, and why is it Shuckle
Next
with
question.
Eviolite? Okay. Hi, Hikipika. Long-time listener, second-time caller. This one's from Men of Tomorrow. I'm the gal with the dumbass PewDiePie question or whatever. Anyway, what's your favorite video game? There's a bunch of questions here, but I'm just going to go around the table. My favorite video game is a tie between Bloodborne and Beautiful Joe 1. Sam.
Beautiful Joe is good. Bloodborne is also very good. I gotta say Undertale. Second place, Persona 4.
Earthbound.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Good one.
What up, gamers? I've put most of my time into Stardew Valley.
Nice.
Good game.
With the current wave of increased class consciousness and organizing in the U.S., do you see the American video game industry changing in any significant way? I mean, hopefully hopefully the backlash against EA for all this Battlefront shit is big enough. Like, loot boxes took a big fucking hit this year between Need for Speed, Payback had a lot of very bad loot box shit in it. Star Wars Battlefront.
Please talk about loot boxes.
Listen, I'm just saying. I think the tide's going to sway the other way because Shadow of Mordor, what the Shadow of War, with the fact that there were fucking black people caricatures in the boxes. That was really good.
So it's like Cuphead.
I don't fucking remember. Battlefront, the Need for Speed, everything. I think the tide's going to swing the other way, hopefully. Amongst loot box discourse and the David Cage allegations, oops. What are your predictions for the future of the games industry?
What happened with David Cage?
Oh, you didn't hear about this?
No, I didn't.
There were some serious allegations of worker mistreatment and sexual misconduct at David Cage's studio, which I can't remember the name of. And David Cage straight up came out and was like, "This has never happened. Judge me by my work." And like, dude, we've been.
Oh, okay. Fuck you then.
Yeah, he's like, if you look at my previous game, you will see I work with Ellen Page.
She is lesbian.
Yeah, Ellen Page also worked with Woody Allen. So
And Jesse William. So I am
He
not
is black.
racist.
wait,
And this is how I talk.
Ellen Page is white. What?
Isn't he French?
Yes.
I can't be racist. I have white coworkers.
Oui, as we say in France.
There's also some pretty convincing allegations out there that his writing sucks and that he's bad.
Also, his games are fucking terrible. Heavy Rain is the worst game I've ever played in my life. Don't get me started on this.
I kind of like Indigo Prophecy. That one's not bad, but yeah.
Indigo Prophecy is okay. That's like so bad it's good. But now he has like, I am an auteur. I am Hideo Kojima of France.
Oh God.
Las
And
Mikkelsen.
Is he French?
ish.
I'm from France. That's how I talk.
Love the show and stay poke fresh. I forgot the thing. Good questions. Anonymous says, Julius Caesar was famously stabbed to death by senators. If your state senators were surprise attacked you with knives, which state would you have to live in for the best chance of beating / escaping your senators, and
Vermont.
why?
Bernie's old as shit.
I could take Chuck Schumer in a fucking fight, honestly. No, I couldn't. That dude's hard.
I know Rand Paul's still convalescing. I said that last time. I'm gonna say it again.
I mean, I would say definitely Vermont. I could outrun Bernie easy, and I can't outrun most people. I wouldn't want to beat him in a fight because
I'm so sorry, Bernard.
No,
Just apologize.
I
the
could
whole
I
time.
could escape. From
Here's how Bernie can still win. Sympathy.
Here's how I can still win in this knife fight against Bernie.
Last question from Tumblr user Dork Phoenix, friend of the show, host of the show. Hey gamers, when we finally go full cyberpunk, what cybernetic enhancements do you want?
Luna already addressed this.
I'm calling myself the fuck out on this, and I'm not letting any of you do it for me. Ears and a tail. Fucking cat ears and a tail, because I'm a fucking furry piece of shit, and I'm not gonna let anyone else say it for me.
That's
You're
valid.
a furry? Well, you're also gonna have your cyber vagina.
Yes, that too, my cyber pussy.
Your Nintendo Labio.
Yeah.
Joke's so nice, we did it twice.
I'm a charging my labia.
You know, I call it movie ball.
What's that?
Hold on, is Nintendo Labio the name of our show? The name of our episode?
I think it. Yeah.
Probably.
Just from
What if we
my
call it movie ball?
From my personal experience, people tend to more people tend to listen to episodes with titles they like. So I don't know.
What's wrong? What's bad? What's wrong?
Somebody's gonna put an I in trying to Google whatever it is, Labio?
Labo.
Yeah, Labo.
Labo.
And then our
Labo.
SEO will go through the roof.
Oh,
And
that's yeah.
therefore, anyway.
Yeah.
Sam,
To answer Alex's question, I've always been a big fan of Hannibal Buress's bit about metal arms, so I would get metal arms. There's no like joke there or anything. I just think
You just want metal arm.
That's cool.
Cat ears and tail, Josh.
My joints are weak. I just want new joints.
Oh yeah, I would get a knee replacement.
Yeah.
First, I would wait to see what enhancements professional athletes got, and then get just like all the most efficient ones. Like for some reason, if you replace your left shoulder blade, like that gives you more power.
It's
So,
a speedrun tactic.
Or like
Yeah.
a cyber large intestine.
You overload the memory from 256 all the way over to 0, and you just fucking you can beat your meat with unparalleled ferocity.
With your metal arms.
I think I'm gonna just go full Stroheim. Like you're not gonna see maybe my face. The rest of me is just gonna be metal.
And
then
you're
she's
gonna be a
and she-
Nazi.
And she's gonna hate Jewish people.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
I'm gonna be
listen.
Stroheim. He figured it out at the end, and he died not a Nazi.
He did canonically die fighting communists in Stalingrad. So.
Damn it!
As the bullet hit him in the chest and he was falling to the ground, he was like, Jewish people are fine.
My nickname this week is the non-Nazi Stroheim.
Well, the bullet hit him right in his racism center.
Yeah.
We
Lauren,
have a tweet question. We have a tweet mention from your friend David at Davies on Twitter. I hope I said your name right. Chelsea Manning was offered and then denied a fellowship at Harvard. Who else should be offered and denied a position at an academic institution for the wealthy elite? And I'm gonna say,
the thing is, like,
only
that
answer.
sucks that it happened to Chelsea. I think it would be funny to see it happen to someone who like sucks, like they get offered the position and then like,
that's why this is such a hard question to answer.
I think
because it'd be hilarious to watch people get screwed over.
It'd be fun to see Milo.
I think.
Oh my god, it'd be so good if it happened to Milo.
It'd be really funny if it happened to Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh, that fucked my waveform so bad.
I was just thinking like
it actually
himself.
would be incredibly funny. I think that might be the best answer.
Oh god, can anyone top that?
Nope.
No, I was gonna say Martin Shkreli, but
Fuck, dude.
God, I forgot about Martin Shkreli.
sorry.
Can we talk about how that Wu-Tang album is definitely not that good? There's no way. Nothing they've done in the past, 10 years has been very good.
Listen, honestly, if you get that much hype behind something, it's going to suck no matter what. Remember Human? Remember Duke Nukem Forever? Duke Nukem Forever sucked on its own merits, but it was made worse by the fact that we had to wait 15 fucking years for it.
Yeah, or Ukulele.
I watched a playthrough of that.
The
Which
Last
one?
Guardian.
If only there was some way I could find the geeks and gamers on this podcast.
All right, so this episode, thank you for listening to episode 5, titled "The Cake Is a Lie."
Hold on, Lauren, is that all the questions? Sorry
That was the only tweet question, yes.
Okay. Sorry, Sam.
That wasn't really me
joke.
ending the podcast. I just wanted to say that this episode is titled "The Cake Is a Lie."
All right, cool. Thanks to everyone for listening to this episode of Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die. Thanks, Taxpayers, for the use of their song Evil Men off of the album Cold Hearted Town. Great album. Go listen to it. We love the Taxpayers. If you want to check us out, we are at HKIPGTD on Twitter and Tumblr. HKIPG. Do we have a Gmail? HKIPGTD@gmail.com?
Yes.
Is that it? Okay,
For the record, just to keep them out of any potential legal trouble, the Taxpayers did give us permission to use the song, but I have no reason to believe that they actually listen to the podcast, so I don't know that they sign off on all of our opinions.
Yeah.
So
Probably
don't put them
not.
in prison.
I'm
When we go
excited
to
for an
prison, don't
email.
put
They
them
were
in
like,
prison.
hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And then we'll just change. Then we'll just change. We'll get in touch with the Long Winter, see if we can use the "It's a Departure."
Yeah.
If you want to check me out elsewhere, I'm at Chie Shadonaka on Twitter or chiesatsunakas.tumblr.com, and I have 2 other podcasts, The Wonder Years and Fear Baiting. The first one is an Animorphs podcast, and the second one is a horror movie podcast. Both of them are fun. In my opinion, they're good podcasts.
I'm Sam. You can find me at positive-stress.tumblr.com, or you can listen to my podcast instead of Luna's. You get one. Jurgen It, where my brother and I talk shit about The Secret Life of the American Teenager, the show that everybody's always talking about in 2018.
I'm Josh. I'm on Twitter as Twigwrists and Tumblr as Venusaurphobia, where I pretty much just reblog leftist stuff.
I'm on Tumblr and Twitter at Squizpillion. I do 2 podcasts with Brooks, enemy of the show. Yada Yada Boys, which is about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it's good. And Post Game of Thrones, which is about the bad show Game of Thrones.
And you're Eddie.
Yada yada. And you can find me on Twitter at LLeBlanc_, and you can find me on Tumblr at Run the Gems. And I don't have any other podcasts, but if you follow me on Tumblr, it's about to be Oscar season, so you can hear me complain about that.
Oh, time for me to unfollow you. Also, your name is Lauren.
That is my name. Wow. Thank you.
You didn't say it.
Oh, well, I said it at the top. I figured...
Nobody remembers.
Okay. Well,
It's so hard to listen to a podcast and learn voices. It's impossible.
Woohoo!
So,
Is that
on that
podcast?
All
We're
right,
so
well,
fucking good at ending this podcast.
Well, again, thank you for listening to Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die, Not a Threat.
just a fact.
Just a fact. We're also on
We'll be back
Facebook.
again. Are we?
We are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Matt had to make the Facebook Henry Kissinger's PGTD because the actual name got blocked.
Darn. Enemy of the
Zuckerberg's
show,
out again.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Mike Zuckerberg.
Mike Zuckerberg, his weird cousin.
Anyways, thank you for listening to Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die. We will be back again next week with a new episode, new roster of hosts. And until next time, memento Pokemori. Bye.
Bye.
I like to party with my peeps, cruise and creep, play 3-card money on these crazy streets. Straight hustler, I'm all scam man, I'm in it. So low to the flow, pick the pocket on a midget. Slick shyster, the best meister, living life in Miami's vice. Mash, see? Nobody messing with the frog, see? Where's your Messiah now?